Hey, it's Owen from Happy, and today we're going to take a look at another exciting new old box. The SA-78 Plus dual peak limiter from Stam Audio. Stam Audio are an audio company out of Viña del Mar, Chile, focused on making good quality, decently priced reproductions of classic audio processing equipment and microphones, often with a few extra touches for easy integration into the modern studio. I've been following them since their inception in 2013 and have a few of their pieces at my own studio. The SA-78 Plus is essentially the famous jFET Urei 1178 compressor, which is kind of a stereo revision H 1176. Kinda. Much like the original 1178, you can control the input and output for each channel either together or separately, but you're tied with the same ratio and attack and release for both channels. So these work best as a stereo piece. And my favorite use is on drum buses or stereo overheads, but you can use it on whatever you fancy. And you can definitely feed a single source to it too. They sound kind of different to the more common versions of the 1176 as they don't have an input transformer, but an op-amp balancing circuit instead. Stam actually make a fancier version of this unit with an input transformer, but today we'll be using the regular version. If you take a look at the guts, you can see the quality Carnhill output transformers right here. Stam have adapted this box to be a little more useful in modern conditions. They put XLR outputs on the back, and inputs, and done away with the pigtails. There's a slower attack mode of 15 milliseconds at the end of the attack knob too, which will make it more useful across a mix bus, especially when it's coupled with a sidechain high-pass filter to stop the unit getting triggered by bass frequencies, and a wet-dry knob. They've also added a handy bypass switch, and in between the stereo and A-B switch sections, I believe there's a secret little option to use the thing for saturation only. Cool. Original 1178 units have hit around the $6,000 mark, so it's refreshing to have a cheaper, more user-friendly version in the market. Let's take a look across the front and see what's on here. We've got input and output volumes for both A and B channels. We've got our attack and release for both. Then we've got the sidechain high-pass filter and a wet-dry control. Next to that, we've got our ratio switches, 4:1 up to 20:1, and you can definitely push them all in at once, although it doesn't sound exactly like an 1176 with all buttons in. Then we've got our stereo to A-B switch with a secret saturation mode in between. And up the end, we've got our metering switches, which also includes a compressor bypass for easy comparison between your affected and dry signal, so you can actually hear what the thing is doing easily. Today I'm going to run over a drum bus and I'm going to see how great I can get it sounding and how it sounds when I push it hard. And there we have it, the Stam SA-78 Plus jFET compressor. A cool sounding recreation of the Urei 1178 with the smart looks of the original and enough modern features to integrate it really easy into any studio setup. It definitely has a slightly different flavor to an 1176, and it's in stereo. And with all the extra features, it's probably one of the first times you can easily run an 1178 compressor across a full mix successfully. And the saturation control is pretty cool too, especially since it works with the wet and dry knob. The SA-78 Plus retails for $16.99 US, compared to the $6,000 of an original. Stam usually have a system where you put down a deposit and wait for a finished unit to be ready, which has been problematic across some timeframes in the past. However, I believe the SA-78 Plus is in stock right now for immediate purchase. Thanks for tuning in. I'll catch you next time for more stuff.